welcome to this new video, boys and girls. Today we're going to talk about how to proper light a green screen. Now, I know you have plenty of videos out there talking about how to light up a green screen properly. This is my approach since we're here in Munich on the job actually, so we have about an hour until the first clients come, so we're gonna have to rush this one up. So let's just go to the back and talk about the background. Okay, so when it comes to green screen, you have a couple of options. You have the pop-up displays that you can buy on Amazon for about 50 bucks. They're rather small because in this case, we want to keep enough distance between the person and the background so you don't have any shadows on the green screen. So as further away you get from the background, of course, the background gets smaller. So a large green screen helps out a lot. In this case, we don't have fabrics, but we have a paper background, which means you have no dents, you have a smooth, wide area where you can light the green screen properly. Because with fabric, it tends to get messy and you have to iron it out and stuff like that. So you don't want to do that. And this is what we're going to talk about next, lighting, because that's important. Now, when it comes to lighting, of course, you want to light the green screen evenly, because if you have like a darker part on this side and a brighter part on this side, you get different green colors or green tones. So it's going to be hard to key it out in post. So what we want to do is even out the green screen, and we're going to start over here. We have on each side, we have the Godox VL150, two of them, with the QRP90 softbox. We have no grid on the lights because you don't want to focus that light too much. You want the light to be as bright and as wide as possible. So we left out the grid. So you're gonna have to try and even out the green screen as good as possible. So I'm just gonna put the light out so you can see what it looks like. So you see, with this light off, you can clearly see we have kind of a gradient going on, so you don't want it. But it's hard to tell if your green screen is lit okay, because it might look okay, but the camera tells you a whole different story. And we're going to talk about false color and how to see if the green screen is actually working. In our case, like I said, we have two on each side, and we have two smaller LED panels coming up from underneath, so we have a bit of even spread. Here we can see a black spot or a dark spot, but that's okay since we're only filming up till here, so that shouldn't be an issue. But if you want the whole person in front of the green screen, like from top to bottom, you want to roll out the green screen, and it's going to get tricky if you don't have a green box. But like I said, in our case, it's enough if we have it until here, like it's a close-up. No, it's not quite a close-up. What is it? A medium close-up. I don't care. Terms, film terms, doesn't matter. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, that's it. We have one Godox here, we have one Godox here, two LED panels on each side, and we're gonna talk about false color in a minute. But first, we're gonna talk about this and the rest, which is the 3-point lighting, which is pretty standard. We have the aperture 600D on this side as a main key light, and we have a fill light over here going to the fabric, and we have a couple of light blockers because we had some shadows on the green screen. So this is basically a 3-point basic lighting: key light, fill light, and a backlight. Over here we have the Sennheiser MKH416 for sound. And additional to that, we also have a Sennheiser wireless system just in case the audio drops out. Let's talk about false color and how to adjust the green screen in a way that makes sense. So let's go over to the Blackmagic 6K Pro, which is our camera for today. We have the 6K Pro with teleprompter in front, and we have the CVW wireless video. I have a video about the wireless system if you're interested, so just check out the links below. Yeah, so how are you going to tell if the green screen is lit evenly? Now, what you want to do is, most cameras have false color, and false color helps you out to see if it basically shows you how bright or how dark your picture is. So let's turn on false color and see how it looks like. Now you can see the green screen is now kind of a pinkish tone, and because we have the lights on, the main lights on, it's kind of messed up. So we're gonna turn off the lights and see how this looks. Now we have the picture lit more evenly. You can clearly see on the edge it's getting a bit darker, and we're gonna try and play with that to see how this affects this pinkish tone. So basically what you want to do is play with the light until you have a pinkish kind of tone or whatever you want to go through. But if I'm going to change the lighting, for example, on the Godox here on the right, you're going to see how this affects the pinkish tone. I'm going to go up to 100% right here. And now you can see I have like a grayish spot over here, which means it's a bit overexposed or it's not lit evenly. If I'm going to stand in front of the camera, there are no shadows behind me, and that's why you need a large green screen, because you don't want to throw any shadows on the green screen. So distance is important. We're going to try now, or I know it's Godox on the right, so I'm just going to try to put that down a bit just to see how this affects green screen. Bring that down some more. We're up to 80%. I'm just going to bring it back down to, let's say, 70%. And that looks okay. Just going to try to adjust the LED panels. And now you would imagine, why am I running and looking at the camera? Well, I could also just take my monitor over here and turn it on and turn my wireless system on. So I don't have to walk back and forth to the camera to see how even it's lit. I just have my monitor with me and I can walk around and see how this affects my lighting. Okay, so my wireless system is finally working. This is something that I talked about in the review about the CVW. It takes a long ass time to synchronize this shit, but it works. So we're gonna go with that. So like I said, I now have my wireless system so I can see what's going on. So I'm going to just put on false color over the HDMI port. Now this monitor does have false color integrated in it, but since the wireless transmission is compressed, you don't get the accuracy you get when you transmit the picture over the or the false color information directly over the HDMI. So I'm going to do that now. Just turn on HDMI. Bless you. God bless you. Don't ruin my video. No. So now we can see we have a pretty good even lighting, or almost even lighting. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can fix this side up a bit, but it's not that bad. Like I said, the person is about this big, so I guess it's okay. We're just going to try and see what we can do over here. Now remember not to block any lighting with your body. Like if you stand in front of the light, of course, you're gonna throw some shadows on the green screen, so you might think, okay, something's up, but it's actually you blocking the light. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so on the left side, it's, I think, okay. Now we're gonna take a look and see how this looks when I'm standing over here. So what you wanna do when you light your person up, or your client, or whatever, the person talking, you want to have, like, if you turn your false color on, you have the pinkish tone on the left side, which is your right side. It doesn't matter. But anyway, I'm kind of a bit underexposed on this side, so I'm just going to try and fix up this light over here. Yeah, so I'm getting the pinkish tone on this side, and on this side I'm getting a kind of pinkish green tone, and I think that looks fine. I'm just going to have to try and turn false color off to see how that looks. This is how this looks without any lighting on the person, just a green screen with the two lights, but well, with the four lights, the two Godox VL150 and the two panels. Now we're just going to turn on the backlight again. So now you can see the backlight. Just settle like a little bit on the side so you can have like a separation from the background. Now we're going to turn on the key light. The key light, this is fill light. Now we're going to turn on the key light. It's pretty bright, and this is the main light that drives the whole situation. And it's a bit dark on this side, so we're going to turn on the fill light, going through the fabric, going through this curtain. I don't know what the f call. So this is it, and this should look okay. And that's basically it. So let's recap, okay? So green screen, big. Buy a big green screen, preferably paper or something you can pop up. You don't want to have any dents or shadows or anything. Cloth is not my first choice, so just go with paper if you have the space. If not, just go with the pop-up thingies you can buy on Amazon. Next, you want to keep your distance up to the green screen. You don't want to throw any shadows on the green screen. Next up, lighting. Buy as many lights as you possibly can, because the more lights, the better, and keep it even. Like we have 2 lights on each side and 2 smaller ones on each side as well. Then main lighting for your person or character. This depends on the scene you wanna, or the background you wanna put in post. So if you have like a, I don't know, a volcano or whatever, like just consider the tones you have in that background. For example, you have a volcano, you might want to add some accent lights, like for example red lights or something like that. But since this is a corporate shoot, we're just gonna go with the basic 3-point lighting. We have the key light, which is aperture 600D, and we have a fill light with another Godox VL 150, and that's it with lighting. For audio, if that's interesting, like I said, we have the MKH 416 going into the Mixpre 6. Then we have another Sennheiser, I think they're the G3 wireless systems. And that's about it. So thank you for stopping by. If you have more questions about the gear we use or something else, hit it in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to see you in the next one.